You talk about how hype can really blow the window out. Who had a better career like Carmelo Anthony and Alex English? The battle of the Denver Nuggets high scores. Now, English led the whole NBA in scoring in the 80s, but he's been forgotten. Imagine if he had the styling of Carmelo Anthony, he might dang near be considered probably in the 40th greatest player ever if we're going to put that as a ranking because he scored and he was a scoring machine and he had a better overall feel for the field. Melo had a strong outside set shot and he could go to the hole, but there really wasn't a lot separating them. You factor in All-Star games, they each led the Nuggets to one Western Conference final appearance. So what does it come down to? Sometimes it's just like a popularity contest. When you do these totalities and then you look up art, I won't say artists, but it is artists because, players are artists. I mean, what you paint your canvas of what you put up. But when you look at the totalities and then you look at what they've done and, and how it all accumulates, it's not a lot that separates them. It's not a lot. As a matter of fact, they pretty close. Um, tell it to somebody who, is just Joe Casual. They'll probably say, yeah, right. Because Carmelo, what he did in college with Syracuse winning and gold medals and, when he played with the Nuggets. But when you get down to it, um, Alex English is probably arguably even more impressive. Now, I do think Melo probably got robbed out of Rookie of the Year. And I do think he probably got robbed out of a chance to go into a contending team with the Pistons. I don't know how that would have played out. But when you look at when we just go by the numbers and we look at and Melo played a little bit longer, he stat padded the last 2-3 years of his career because really and truly his was pretty forgettable. He just became a hired hand who just was playing on teams just to put numbers up. But it's and he's kind of an odd man in Denver too because he's upset that Jokic is his number, but Jokic, there's no way in the world he could pay Jokic to take that 15 back because Jokic has made that number legendary. So you're more Mr. New York Knicks than you are Denver Nuggets. And when I look at the totality, um, Alex English to me is right there with him. When I look at the positioning, the impact, it's not a lot separate. It's just that one guy has more hoopla, more hype, and definitely benefited from more of a commercialized era. Because when Melo comes along, they have Nuggets games on TV. And as English plays, they weren't getting that much TV play, if any. That was a fluke. And if you happen to catch it, you remembered it. So there's definitely a double standard to with that recalling. So it's interesting. It's interesting that they that didn't work out. But yeah, Alex English, when you look at the totality of everything, I would say his thing was more impressive because there wasn't an emphasis on the 3-point line. It was hand check, coordination, etc., etc. Melo benefited from more of an era that was a little bit starting to become lax, and you were getting more green lights. So, but it makes for an interesting discussion about who would you take, and once you look at it, it's not a lot that's so different. Please hit let the like, subscribe, welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.